Okay, here we go. Nice. Okay. Put that over there. And we're good to go. Excellent. So we begin with, this is our pour of, I'm Michael Ellis, in case this video becomes detached. Oh, that isn't open. Okay, well, I'll just save that one. Use that. Came in the mail today. Okay, so this is our pour of the Orgonite, agricultural Orgonite that I developed, the little brownie tin size. So we're going to begin our resin pour for our little Orgonite devices, Orgone generators, whatever you want to call them. So we're beginning with our East Coast resin, part A. That's the resin part of the epoxy. And then we add our hardener. We're doing a 5 ounce, pour of the part A. And then we'll do a 5 ounce of the resin hardener because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So on this cup, how do I show? Okay, there. So turn it that way. It's kind of hidden behind the, okay. So we're doing, it's a 5 on the marker of the ounces. So we get halfway there. Excuse me. I just ate, so. Got all of the bubbly stuff. Blackberry, my favorite. Did you have to say that? Okay, that's about 5 ounces. I'll cap it off. Remember to wear gloves, because you will get sticky. I guarantee it. It's the most important thing about resin. Wear gloves. You'll thank me later. Now we have the East Coast Epoxy Part B. They're not paying me to say this, trust me. We'll go. This is the most inexpensive stuff, so that's the only reason I use it. Otherwise, some of the people in the Orgonite movement claim that U.S. Composites is actually the cheapest by far, but they don't have an Amazon Prime. Store outlet, so I use this because it's free shipping, so it costs the same as US Composites. So we're going up to 10. This stuff flows a lot better, and that's 1-to-1 ratio. So the problem is you're really supposed to mix these by weight, not by volume. So that's actually a bit of a folly on my part. Also, let me turn off the light. Okay, so then we mix these for 60 seconds. Actually, that's what it recommends. So I'll count up to 60 in my mind. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7. At the 30 mark, make sure I get the sides. It's kind of hard with the spoon. It's easier with a knife, trust me. A plastic knife, disposable, because that'll get all gunky, sticky, or just freeze to the, just caught in the resin. Oh gosh, you're so gummy. So we've counted to 60, about thereabouts, a little bit more. And we make sure we scrape off the sides when we're mixing, so we don't get big sticky patches or spots in our pour, because we don't want like unmixed resin to accidentally get poured. So you got to make sure you scrape off the sides and the bottom, by the way, that too, every so often when you're mixing. That's kind of a habit. So I don't know how far 10 ounces will take us. These are about maybe 2 ounces a piece. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. So I don't know how many ounces those are, but this probably won't be enough to get us the whole way. And as a treat, we wanted to add a little. This is eye candy. That's what I'm using. It's called a 14 karat nugget gold mica powder. And you can get mica powder on Amazon or anywhere else online. But mica powder is very fun. They use it in makeup, but we'll be using it for coloring our resin, and that's what the artists use in resin. You can also use resin dyes, which are made specifically for resin, or just food coloring, which is what I began using when I was starting out in resin. But that gets like really dark really quickly. It doesn't have the body. It's just tinting, and you got to be really careful if you use food coloring, because it gets really dark really fast. Then you just end up with a really dark piece, and you can barely tell what color it is. It's just really shady, and mica shines through. It makes it all sparkly and cool looking. So I highly suggest mica. And you can get like kits of mica, like come in like a whole bunch of colors, or you can just get a really big pack of one color. So yeah, so I highly suggest mica, and I highly suggest gold mica because it looks really awesome. So we just put a random amount in there. I don't know how much to use. I'm just guessing. Oh gosh, here come the sparkles. The sparkles go everywhere. It's like glitter. The stuff really does look like glitter. You can also use glitter, but if you use glitter, I suggest you use biodegradable glitter, because we want to be friendly on the environment. Microplastics is a real problem in I should show you what I'm doing actually. Microplastics is a real problem in the environment, so go for that biodegradable glitter and give those companies your business that make biodegradable glitter, and be really thoughtful on microplastics in the environment. Actually, we shouldn't even be using resin, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, just mix it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it is a little off concentration, not perfect, that's fine. It'll leave cool designs in your resin pieces. So just want to mix that in a little bit. I don't know how much, maybe 30 seconds or so of mixing will get evenly dispersed. If it doesn't look really concentrated enough, you can add more, and I don't know the exact amount, maybe a teaspoon or so for a 10-ounce container. It seems like a good idea, but with mica you never know what exactly you're gonna get. So okay, so we'll begin our pour. So I don't know how much you can see there. I can't really see there's closer stuff. So what should I do? Should I tilt this? Can I tilt this? Maybe if I do that. There we go. That's a better perspective. Okay. Oh, I was gonna add my special sauce, or whatever you call it. Yeah, I shouldn't use that word. It might be trademarked or something. Sacred hawthorn berries from whatchamacallit? Sacred Plant Co. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I really like hawthorn plants because they're spiritually significant, like in Christian mythology and stuff. So So I'm going to add some hawthorn berries because they contain the seeds of the hawthorn and the fruit of the hawthorn. Bushes or trees or whatever they're kind of depending on the species, they're either bushes or trees or kind of hedges and stuff. So hawthorn berries are really cool. They're good for your heart, and I want to add that into the matrix of the Orgonite, because when you add herbs into your Orgonite, it kind of gives off that vibe that the herb has, without actually you consuming the herb or like making a tea out of it or something. You can still get the vibe of the herb just like you would with the crystal or something. So why not use the herb? I don't know. Maybe because I'm a shaman, I'm kind of into that witchy herbs type of magic, if you will, like herbal magic or herbal or hedge magic or hedge witchery. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna add some herbs in, and so I'll get a cup. Okay, here's a cup. Okay. And by the way, I'm not getting sponsored by anyone, so I'm just a rogue agent. If I mention stuff by company, it's just because I can tell you where to get it from. So I'll just add like one on each of these. Oops. I just want to let you know where you can go and buy stuff from, if you can Google it. Okay, that's enough. Or we'll add 2 or 3. We'll add 2 or 3. I'll put 2 for each. So there, 1 or 3. Sure. Okay, that seems like enough. Okay, so yeah. So now we'll add our resin and complete. Oh, that crystal got knocked over. I like to look at crystal sticking straight up. So okay. So I'll add our resin in. As you can see, I poured way too much in too fast as it's spilling onto the mold. Okay, if I look at what I'm doing actually, then I can do a better job. Like such. Now it'll take a little while for the resin to sink in among the metal particles, like the BBs and such. So just fill it up to the edge and let it sink in and do its thing. Resin is, depending on what the blend of resin that you're using, it may sink in quickly or it may sink in very slowly. And that all depends on what type of metal you're using, what type of stuff you have in your molds, and what the blend of resin is. I don't know if I just already said that. I don't know. I don't remember. So be patient and let it take its time. The longer you let it sink in, remember, if it's sinking in really slowly, it's just getting rid of the bubbles and the air underneath and getting in the cracks and crevices. So just be glad that it's actually sinking in and doesn't leave any bubbles or spaces underneath. If you want to speed it up a little bit, you can kind of poke at the metal and get the air to vent out. Otherwise, it's just going to throw bubbles up pretty slowly until it starts to actually get down in there. So the main thing we do when we're making Orgonite is we pour the resin on, add some layers of metal, pour the resin on if we're doing a big piece. Otherwise, for molds, it's usually just put the metal in, pour the resin on, wait until it sinks down, pour some more resin on, wait for it to sink down, and repeat until it's all the way filled up and just stops sinking. Then we know we have a filled piece. And that's how I do it anyways. I don't know if there's a better way to do it with such a small device, but I don't know. That's just what I do. It's kind of inefficient, but so I'll just pour some more on there now that it's sunk down. It's just a waiting game, really. And then when it stops sinking, then you have a filled piece. So that's really all there is to it. I'm sure that we could do this better, but That's my game plan. Now we'll have to make some more resin. And we're out. So once you run out of resin, you gotta make some more, which means mixing it up again. I have a towel around here somewhere that I put my sticky hands on. Okay, I'll just get the resin sticky. Resin buckets. Alright, I'll mix up some more resin. Do it where you can see it. Okay. This nice cardboard inside, not destroy things. I don't think we need quite 5, but I'll just do it just in case. We'll have some extra on hand. So we have 5 ounces of resin. Alright. Plastic on the carpet is amazing. Let's just set stuff down so it's nice and sturdy. And then we'll get 10 ounce, or 5 ounces rather, but up to the 10 ounce. And we mix. It's a lot. More of the gold dust, which goes everywhere, apparently. Almost a teaspoon, maybe not quite. That seems to be a good amount for 10 ounces. It's not quite mixing up the bottom of the container. Excuse me. Sorry, that carbonated water really gets to me. And we have way too much resin. I'll have to think up something fancy with this. Actually, I can use this on my planter bucket. I think I'll do that. Yes, my other project currently going is a planter. Alright, so it looks like we've filled them all to capacity, and I have this ton of extra that I've now created. So I'll think of something for that. Gotta let these cure up. That's a little too much. So we'll let these cure, and then we're on to part 3. So thanks for sticking with me. If you just tuned in for this part, look at part 1 for the construction details, not the resin part, but the rest of it. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is Michael Ellis, your crazy alchemist and orgone maker.